back on the road and we are here in Des Moines, Iowa.
Iowa. What's in Iowa?
We shouldn't be mean, but that is the very first question every single person asks us. Why would you come to Iowa? But Des Moines is supposedly a hidden food gem.
Is it?
According to Google. They have got a lot going on here.
I mean, I wanted to give it a try.
This is what we're here to find out.
Yeah.
We're here investigating.
We are here for your benefit.
People say Iowa's just corn. People say that about Missouri, and that's not true. We also have a lot of murder. And the very first place we went to is Eatery A.
It's supposed to be Mediterranean inspired and pizza.
So we got a little bit of everything. For starters, we got a roasted corn, which also included some roasted chickpeas and
Pickled onions.
pickled onions. But there was a flavor there that I was trying to identify the whole time. I was like, I like this a lot. I'm not sure what's going on. And butter. Butter was what it was.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a Mexican street corn, except less heavy.
Without the cheese or mayo.
Yeah.
We also got a bit of meatballs.
Mm-hmm.
That's a weird combination now that I think about it.
I thought the meatballs were...
They were the softest meatballs I think I've ever had.
I mean, I've definitely had meatballs that felt like that
There was
before.
no chew. There was no, like, texture difference. It was just so soft. I thought it was delicious.
I just didn't think it was special. I've had better meatballs made by my friend's brother.
Wait, he's the chef. But then for our main course, we got a... I'm going to have to put the text up on the screen. I don't remember what was on this pizza.
Pepperoni, Italian sausage, but it was like...
But it also had hot honey.
Yeah, I was concerned about the hot honey, so then I asked the server, which I don't think he really understood what I was saying. I think he thought I was afraid of it being spicy.
She kept asking, is it sweet? And he kept saying, it's not that spicy.
Really?
So then I was like, no, is it candy sweet? And he said, oh, no, not at all. It was a bit candy sweet.
Did you taste any spice?
No spice at all, no.
Yeah,
I
I
tasted
didn't...
the honey though.
Yeah, it was just sweet, and then the bee kept swarming around of our pizza, like, oh my gosh.
I touched every single piece.
I mean, it's just pollinating.
I kept thinking, at least those ones are okay. And he'd come right back around and he'd crawl all over the next one.
It would have been good if there was more cheese and no honey.
It ate a little too sweet. But then you got a falafel.
I got the cauliflower and falafel, so I didn't realize the cauliflower was going to be like pickled.
It looked heavily coated in turmeric.
Yeah, it was like pickled in turmeric. And then I like the pickled onions a lot. I don't really care for cucumbers. And then the jalapeno was okay. Coming from Missouri, I can't say I've had the best Greek food in the world, but falafels I'm used to having are crispy. So this one was kind of just like mush. But that being said, it had good flavor. And I loved the hummus and the pita. It was so good.
I will say individually everything was kind of okay. I thought the pita and the hummus was really good. When you put every single component together into a single bite, but that was magic. Mediterranean food, wood-fired pizzas, good beer. I think that's a good introduction to Des Moines.
Crazy good prices too.
Oh my God, they basically gave us money back for it. And
It
this
was-
drive was unbeatable. There was no one. No one is coming this way. I braked twice in 5.5 hours. Driving around town, no one here. At the hotel, no one's there. They upgraded our suite. Again, no one's coming here. It's like my favorite place.
I don't know. Something about this place gives me the heebie-jeebies. Maybe it's because I'm a minority in Iowa.
I will say it was a little weird because the people, for one, there's no mask mandates here at all. There was no sign even. Then we sat down and there were people like 4 inches away from us. Did you hear that old man? He was talking about Juneteenth. He was asking if that meant we had to go around apologizing to black people. But then on the other side, it was like a very awkward like third date, and she was quizzing him hard about his baby mama. He was not eager to talk about that situation at all.
I did not hear any of that.
I was focusing in hard on it. But we're here for a multitude of reasons. We want to check out the restaurant scene here in Des Moines, which I'm excited for. There's a lot of good options here for us to try out. But then we're also here for the World Food and Music Festival, which will be a separate video. Yeah, we added an extra day onto our tour, so we're going to get to the bottom of this.
Good morning.
We have just got back from St. Kilda.
Yes, St. Kilda's.
Notably one of the only breakfast brunch places around.
There's not a lot. But the menu looked very interesting and the pictures online were very beautiful, so we were very excited to try it.
It kind of, again, like a little Mediterranean, a little Middle Eastern.
I thought you said Australian.
That's true. Australian, but with a little bit of Middle Eastern and a little bit of Mediterranean.
We got avocado toast and cheddar chive biscuit. So the cheddar chive biscuit had a folded egg, avocado, bacon,
pimento cheese,
and hot honey.
Hot honey was supposed to be on it, but I hate honey, so I don't hate honey. I don't like the flavor.
He doesn't like
kind of
honey.
Ruins it.
But I don't know why hot honey is so popular in Iowa.
It is on almost every single thing we've seen so far on all these restaurants, so I don't know what's going on. I know it's a trendy thing, but I don't know if there's something special.
But anyway,
popular here for some reason.
It's not my favorite, so we opted out of that.
The avocado toast had sweet potatoes, it had avocado, it had hazelnut kaduk. Ducka.
Yeah.
It had possibly baby pea sprouts. It had a poached egg. It had a pomegranate molasses. It had a lot of going on.
Too much going on for avocado toast.
What were those little seeds?
I have no idea, but whatever seeds they put in there, it was like floral and it made the whole dish taste florally, and I don't appreciate that in my avocado.
I think that was part of the ducka. It was mostly a lot of like candied hazelnuts on it though.
Even the hazelnuts had a weird flavor. Like I didn't like whatever flavor it was on there. Like I tried a bite of the toast and it was like eating flowers.
I thought the sourdough was nice, the avocado was nice, the poached egg was nice. I didn't really need anything else on there. There was a lot going on.
The poached egg was poached perfectly. Like I really like that. That
was beautiful.
Yeah, it was like an explosion of yolk.
Yeah, and that's all I need. That's all I want from an avocado toast.
We're a basic couple looking for a basic avocado toast.
I want it not to sound like you, but I want to be able to taste the avocado and sourdough.
But I like the cheddar chive biscuit.
I did like the cheddar chive biscuit best.
The egg was fluffy and very flavorful.
The pimento cheese, not something I generally care for, but
Love it.
Without the honey, it was that sauce that needed to bring it together. I do think I could have used
some type of sauce.
A little bit more. It did eat quite dry. I think that's a little bit because the biscuit looked kind of thoroughly burnt.
It was buttery, it was soft.
In the middle of the biscuit, if you take off the shell that's kind of roasted and you dig into some of the fluff on top, that was good. You could taste, the cheese, you could taste some of the chives. The rest of it was kind of hard and crispy, and like the bottom of the biscuit just kind of tasted like nothing because it was burnt.
I liked it overall.
Half the egg was kind of burnt. So overall, it was okay.
This coffee was sour.
Coffee was very sour. And you pay by the cup, which was weird. Because it wasn't like they were brewing it out in French press. So I don't know why they needed to charge by the cup for sour coffee.
And then we also ordered, he got a green goddess smoothie, which I didn't love because it had like a grassy aftertaste. Like I was eating dirt.
I didn't taste grassiness. I didn't taste any sweetness though. It tasted like a little bit of kind of like a floral citrus, like kind of like an orange. It tastes like a little bit of creaminess, like from maybe an oat milk, I think there was in there. We ordered it to go, and I think we got it like first by about 20 minutes. I told them not to do that.
And then also the kitchen forgot something was wrong with their printer, so then they forgot our order, so we were just sitting there for an hour.
Service in COVID, I understand. Even though there was only like 2 tables. Can forgive it, not in any particular hurry. I wasn't super impressed because I think we both had pretty high hopes for Australian brunch place.
I guess we didn't really get any of the pastries, so they looked pretty good.
So for lunch, we went to the notorious zombie burger. And I will say that I didn't know much about Des Moines before we came up here, but I did know about zombie burger.
How did you hear about it?
I don't know.
Never heard about it. I had high hopes though.
The only thing I was a little cautious about is some people have said that it's more about the theme, the general decoration, the naming, more than the burger. So that's maybe not quite the best burger in Des Moines, but it was one of the most popular, so we had to come and take a look. Mostly because although I love horror movies, I can't say that was the draw for me. The draw for me is that they have milkshakes.
That was the draw?
That's why we went there, yes.
Oh my lord. I got the zombie burger. And you had the choice between single, double, and triple patty. On top of it, it comes with American cheese. I opted for cheddar instead. Lettuce, tomato, onion. And then their zombie sauce, which I think was just mayo.
It's probably spicy mayo.
It was just white. I think it was just mayo.
And then I got the Undead Elvis, which had single patty, there was bacon, there were fried bananas, and there was a good slathering of peanut butter. And then a sunny side up egg. But to go along with it, we got a basket of fries with a spicy dipping sauce and
fried Wisconsin cheese curds.
Yeah.
Can't go anywhere that offers that and not order it.
And you never should. They are mind-blowing every time.
So freaking good. Like when the cheese curds came out, I about lost my dang mind.
I just wish I had ordered a beer. Like if we had just ordered fried cheese curds and had a couple of beers.
That actually would have been more enjoyable for me. Those cheese curds were bomb.com.
That would have been a good day.
The cheese pull.
Not quite to the level of the absolute best we had in Wisconsin, but pretty close. It certainly beat out more than a few restaurants up there.
For sure.
If you want to check out that video, that's up here.
Yeah, so back to the burger. The worst. So they call it zombie burger. I think it was properly named because they literally cooked the living daylights out of this patty. It was dry. There was no flavor. It was overcooked. And it was like so thin that I could barely even tell that there was a patty there. Like that's how non-existent and undead it was. I would have rather ate McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, whatever. I actually lost my appetite. If you see that sad looking thing that they call lettuce, it was like brown.
I will say mine was really good though. I had the egg dripping all over me. I had like this big slathering of peanut butter all over it. The fried bananas were great. So I thought it was really good when you had all of that. But if you ever didn't have that, I took some bites of just the straight patty
and
ooh, it was like a dry sponge. That was not good.
Like undead? Yeah,
quite dry, quite bland. But overall, with the fried bananas, with the peanut butter, with the egg, with the bacon, it was delicious.
But
I had it like literally running down to my elbows. I had it all over my hair. I had it all over my palms. I could touch nothing.
The most important part of a burger though is the patty. It's the patty. And like whatever topping you add on there is supposed to be a plus. What you're describing is everything else but the patty.
Yeah. Patty, unquestionably terrible. One of the worst burger patties I've had that I can remember. But with everything else, it was quite delicious. I think what would have been good is we were in time for the brunch menu because we're here on the weekend. And I feel like that American breakfast sandwich with the mimosa flight, I think we'd be having a pretty good day. What also was delicious was we got the chocolate Nutella marshmallow shake. And it kind of just tasted like chocolate, but that's kind of just good enough.
I didn't taste any Nutella in there.
Subtle hints.
Not there.
Of maybe
I think
Nutella.
They actually put chocolate cake mix in there, because that's what I tasted.
Didn't taste marshmallow either.
In my, Susan's personal opinion, there was nothing redeeming. Well, no, I lied. There was. The cheese curds were good. Their appetizers and sides were very good.
I'd say get some beers, get some cheese curds.
Enjoy the theme, maybe eat inside.
Yeah, because there was really none of the decorations outside.
Yeah.
It was a nice day, so what could you do? This side of town out here, it seems like a little younger. We've seen like people actually wearing masks, which is a first.
On the other side of the Des Moines River.
I think now we're ready for dinner. We're gonna go to the place that you've been most looking forward to.
And I don't want to keep looking forward to it because I'm afraid to be disappointed.
That's life for you. We'll see you there. For our last stop here in our Des Moines food tour, we went to El Bait Shop. We went there I would say with the highest of well, I guess you went there with the highest of expectations.
I did. Everything
I
sounded so good.
have spent a week trying to find something there I could order. What all were you excited to try?
I was excited to try the gizzards, the Velvet Elvis dip, the liver and onions, and the roasted chicken.
What about the Spam?
I was intrigued by the Spam, but I ended up not getting it because I feel like that was already too much food.
It was a lot less busy than I was expecting because it was kind of in a popular part of town. There was a lot of people out and about.
Lots of, seemed like there were bachelorette parties. One even asked yours truly here to take pictures for them.
I know, and she pawned them off on me like one flight in.
Oh yeah, he got a flight of beer.
He got
2 flights of beers.
which apparently they were all in the 8 to 12% range. So yes, sorry to those bachelorettes because those photos were probably a little bit wobbly. But it was nice weather for eating outside, and it was nice to have a beer and some of that weird yellow cheese dip.
Velveeta cheese. Good. It was like Velveeta cheese with Rotel. So I was excited because many years ago, one of my coworkers made a very, very good and memorable Rotel dish. I couldn't stop thinking about it. So then as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to try this.
It reminded me a lot of the cheese dip we had in our Blanco Taco review.
El Blanco Taco was better.
I think it was because they had more meat. I think meat is what brought it all together.
This one had meat, but it was supposed to be spicy sausage. It didn't taste like anything.
I feel like they were far and few between in there too.
It was a passable dip. You know, it wasn't bad. Like, I've definitely had bad queso. This one wasn't bad, but was it as good as my coworkers? No.
Well, hers was made with a lot of love.
Hers was made with a lot of love.
We also got some, was it chicken gizzards there to start?
I thought the gizzards were pretty darn good.
Tasted like gizzards, so.
It had flavor. So like it was breaded and it almost looked like nuggets when it came out. So I was kind of confused because I thought it would be like, you know, shaped like a gizzard like I'm used to.
Quite large.
Yeah, they were pretty large and I think it was like a lot of breading. So I just peeled off the breading. The breading had good flavor.
We're all about health.
And then the gizzard itself had flavor too. So I think they marinated the gizzard and then breaded it, which I appreciate because it was really good. I only intended on eating like 1 or 2, but I actually ate the whole thing.
I thought it tasted like gizzards. It's like dense green shaded cartilage bits.
So
I don't think my teeth are sharp enough to get through it. Just chewing on that like a dog toy.
I really like gizzards.
But then for dinner, I got the chicken pot pie, which all the reviews seem to call out.
I got roasted chicken thighs. I did the thigh and thigh. And I wanted to get a side of broccoli, which is a deluxe side, but they were out of broccoli because you can't eat healthy here.
Who else would be ordering broccoli here in Iowa?
I settled on the green beans because he said the green beans were good.
He said the seasoning on the green beans was good.
It was not. I just hate canned green beans. I don't know. Like, why do people eat those? Why do they serve them in restaurants? It's like cafeteria food. I don't know, whatever.
It did feel like primarily a bar. Like, your corn was canned, the green beans tasted canned, the chips were just like a cheap bag out of the aisle. Velveeta. My pot pie was a puff pastry that was so wet, like, and it was partially cooked. Like, it was about half uncooked dough.
I was gonna say pot pie usually is
In a pie crust.
in a pie crust. Yeah.
Yes.
Not smothered in gravy. The gravy should be inside of it.
It should be inside. Yes, you want pie crust in your pot pie. That is the only appealing part of a pot pie.
The flavor was mediocre.
It tasted like frozen and then partially cooked.
I think frozen is better. The roasted chicken was pretty good. The meat wasn't flavored, so I don't think they marinated the chicken.
No, the skin was good.
The skin was good. You could see the little specks of like pepper and salt.
You could taste it.
Mm-hmm.
But inside it tasted like nothing.
And I wish they had some like Frank's Red Hot, they didn't. So I like had to use Tabasco. I actually dipped it in his pot pie gravy, which is kind of like KFC gravy, so it made up for it.
But I still don't understand why they call it broasted. It sounds like they fry it in a pressure cooker, which I don't see how that broils or roasted. Oh, and then afterwards you ordered a plate of liver and onions.
Yeah, so I was going to stop it at the chicken, but then I was like, well, we're here, might as well give them one more chance. I'm gonna try the liver and onions. And it was actually not bad. I thought they were gonna be like chicken livers, like small livers, but it was a gigantic slice of like liver steak. I don't know what animal the liver came from. And the onions were really good. It had a really good flavor.
I like the onions. The liver was very dry, I thought. Dry and flavorless.
So the liver tasted like liver. I love liver. I like opals. I don't know. But the liver and onions were actually pretty good. So if you like that kind of stuff, I would get that instead.
I think the main draw here is the 200 beers on tap.
Definitely more of a bar than anything.
I feel like Iowa. They do drinking and fried foods well. It's not very busy here.
It's not very expensive here either.
Oh yeah, everything's like basically free.
There's no sales tax on bottled water.
I don't know why, but we'll take it.
As a minority, I did not feel comfortable here.
There seems to be a fair amount of racism that we just happen to overhear, directed towards Asian people.
I encountered more racism than I would like to. Kind of left a sour taste in my mouth.
More than we've encountered, I think, anywhere else we've gone.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about what happened in the grocery store?
No.
So my favorite things, I would say, are probably the World Food and Music Tour that we went to. The restaurants,
Disappointing.
bit disappointing. Perhaps we ordered the wrong things. We tried to go based off what the specialties were, what the reviews all recommended.
He did. I just order what I like.
Did like the pizza a lot from Eatery A. I thought that was well done. I feel like I can go back there for some cocktails, some hummus, some wood-fired pizzas.
So, I mean, that's the thing. Like, it was good. It was good pizza and hummus. But there's good pizza and hummus other places. I think that's the reason why I wouldn't come back here just for anything in particular, because I haven't had anything here that I can't get anywhere closer and less racist.
I think you said that they're also known for pork steaks here. St. Louis is known for pork steaks, so
Right.
I feel like I'm too biased to
If
delve into
anything, you guys should come to St. Louis to try our food scene because
that. Oh, now you're just starting fights. I will say though, I like the town. Everything that we want to go to is about a half-mile away. The streets are all empty, the parking is plentiful, and driving 5.5 hours here was absolutely beautiful compared to driving to Chicago, because there was actual scenery. There were hills, there were trees, there was no cars. It was everything I want out of a road trip. I'm glad we came here for the festival. I guess if there are better places we should eat, please let us know. Otherwise, I feel like I'm more likely to keep traveling north up to Wisconsin. Those fried cheese curds from Zombie Burger were
oh yeah.
one of my favorite things from the restaurants here. Nothing here was terrible, except El Bait Shop. I thought that was gross. Fried cheese curds from Zombie Burger, pizza and hummus from Eatery A. The other places were there. That's something.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us here on our Des Moines food tour.
Make sure to check out our other video on the World Food and Music Festival.
If we haven't pointed it out enough already.
Yeah. And like and subscribe so that you can follow us on our other food adventures.
We are sure to leave on another one in a couple weeks, so see you there.
Bye.